guys, it is me. It is Nik the Booksmith. Welcome back to my channel, and I have something extra special to share today. So this journal has been a long time in coming. It's been on the list for a long time, and I had a lot of research to do. I had a lot of reading to do. I had some movies to watch. So this one took a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I think it's well worth it, and I hope you think so too. So this book has been encased in a nearly 100-year-old medical book, encyclopedia from 1929. So nearly 100 years. There is the cover. And the reason why this book has been encased inside, the journal has been encased inside, is because this is the journal of Dr. Jekyll. And so he was into some nefarious experimentation, even though it was on himself. He really didn't want it getting out. So you slip this sucker on a shelf, and nobody would be the wiser. They would just think it's an old book about medical practices and medical knowledge. So that's why it's encased. It's got a little chain here with the elixir that helps him to develop the Mr. Hyde personality. And so that's this little chain that goes on here. The book just slips right out, and there is the inside. I've lined it on the inside as well. And the lining, you can barely see it. There we go. The lining matches the lining on the inside of the book. So this book is in the similar fashion as Forlorn, and Forlorn was made to look like just an old weathered book. I'm going to set this over here so it's not, everywhere I put it there's a shadow. It's just made to look like an old weathered book, and so it too can just be slipped on a shelf. But I figured Dr. Jekyll really needed to hide his work, and so that's why I created the false book to place it in. So there is the back with all the stains. We've got a curved spine with the ridges and the ribbon binding closure. Let's open this sucker up. Okay. So you can see that the inside of the box matches the paper on the inside of the book. Okay, this might take a minute. This book is quite complicated. And so you will notice as we go through the book, the transformation of Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. The book starts out pretty benign with research materials and notes that he's taking, and then as we delve further in toward the end of the book, you will see Mr. Hyde taking over. So here is a picture. This is the most beautiful Victorian man I've ever seen in my life. And I thought, yep, that's a perfect Dr. Jekyll. I mean, have you ever seen, look, he's even got great hair. It's like, who is this man? I don't even know who he was, but isn't he? He's a pretty, pretty man. Pretty man. So that's Dr. Jekyll. I figured we needed a romantic looking character. I've slipped him right here into this front sewn pocket with an observations tab and a little metal tab here with some different fibers on this tag. And then up here it says Ex Libris H. Jekyll. So that is his book. On this side, we've got a record of October 1887. This is part of a book page that says Symptoms and Treatments of Poisons. When you see the calligraphy script on paper, I have taken 100-year-old paper and I have physically written on it with my calligraphy pen. So you will see that through the book, just as he would have written notes on old paper. I did that as well. You will also see through the book quotes and poems that he has collected. They start out with thoughts of freedom. They go to thoughts of madness, and then they go to thoughts of murder. So it's a transition. I won't be able to read all of them as we go through, but you can pause the video to read those if you would like to, if you have a bigger screen that you can zoom in on. These particular, there are 4 of these medical plates. I actually own this book. It's a medical book from 1856, and bless its heart, it's fallen apart. So very carefully, I removed the illustration plates and I've scanned them along with some of their, it's like the page that goes with it, and it talks about what the plate is about. So the information side. So I've scanned them and I've printed them out because I figured the doctor would have needed some medical reference. And I put it into that pocket. Wow, we haven't gotten to the first page and it's 6 minutes in. Oh my goodness, people. There's Gray's Anatomy pages. There are lots of medical digital printing. Really grungy papers. I tried to find the grungiest of my pages to put in here. This is a really cool, like a file folder insert. Here is another medical plate. This one's so cool. It's of the skull and the spinal cord. That is like the coolest thing ever, right? So anyway, that goes in this pocket. You will be seeing this folder more at the end of the week. I have something special to share with you all. But here's a clip up here if you want to hide whatever is in this folder. Here's a clip for that. Here is another quote along this side. And it's not girly, it's not lace, it's utilitarian. Well, let's not say it's utilitarian, it's frivolous and it's luxurious, but it's not girly. Here is a key that I've attached to here. Maybe he locks up his medicines and his different elixirs that he's making. Nice grungy, grungy, grungy. More medical digital prints. Here's some of the pages that I've written on. These are different medicines that he is experimenting with. So I've written those on that 100-year-old paper with my pen. On this side, we've got a nice embossed sewn pocket with some tags in here. Another quote with Dr. Jekyll's initials. Got a sewn pocket here with some post-mortem photographs or illustrations, and a piece of mail, and another quote up here. This is a page, so there's also some pages from a botany book, and it has to do with mosses, and so I figured he was searching for a combination of things that would help him turn into or release. This is my theory. My theory is Dr. Jekyll was always the monster. I don't think he had 2 personalities. I think the elixir was a placebo effect. I think he always had the madness inside of him, because why else would he want to release that? And I think the elixir was an excuse. But that's my thought. But anyway, at this point, he's still researching. Maybe he's still somewhat innocent as to what he truly feels. I don't know. More Gray's Anatomy. I did a lot of the brain and the nervous system. Another quote down here about insanity and some digital prints. Another print there. This book has better than 200 pages. It's a fairly large book. There is an arsenic label. Here is a pharmaceutical, like a prescription, an empty prescription page. And another one of those plates. This one has to do with the eye and the optic nerves. On this side, there's a little key attached to this little loop here. And inside this sewn pocket is another blank prescription page with a picture of belladonna, Perhaps that's what he needed. And then there is some old textile sewn down here with a skull and crossbones to remind him that he needed to be very careful with that. On this side is a page from that medical dictionary. It is falling apart, not going to take it out. But down here is a little loop, you know, a magnifying loop. And underneath is a piece of that medical dictionary, and it's talking about morphine, and I've backed that with some cheesecloth. Another quote about madness there, and a strychnine label on this beautiful grungy page. See, there are some blank pages in the middle. You will be able to write in this. Here's a couple more opium and strychnine powder I've written on that old paper. Another from the botany book. And a beautiful illustration of the heart and the aortic valve. And it's a beautiful print. Another one there. This is oxalic acid. A little label, a little old label that goes up there. Another quote here about madness. I'll try to be real still so you can pause that if you want to. Here is, so this is where this transition really starts to happen. Obviously, he is now experimenting, not just researching. So you are going to see pieces of that 95-year-old medical dictionary about treatments, about like, because he was probably overdosing and he needed some antidotes. And so this is a strip of a page about treatment of poisons. So you're going to start seeing stuff like this through the book. Here's another one of those beautiful plates of the nervous system, and a little pocket down here with a blood splatter and Jekyll's signature with a little metal clip. So it's just a little tuck spot there. Here's another page from that book about different poisons and some treatments if you needed that. Here is, I've used this letter before. I just think it's beautiful. So it's just a 2-page letter that I just thought it looked pretty in this pocket. So it has nothing to do really with Jekyll and Hyde, but you know. Another piece of mail there. Some more of his notes on that old paper. Some beautiful nervous system, Grey's Anatomy. Nice grunginess. This page looks like somebody just grabbed it and crinkled it, and they did. There are some fingerprints. There's a few little rips and tears. Dr. Jekyll was, or Mr. Hyde was starting to come through, and so you're going to start seeing some madness pull through. Another beautiful grungy page. Of course, I've left all the string tails at the bottom because I figured Dr. Jekyll is not going to take time to clip off those strings. A key up here. Nice big sewn pocket here, and on the inside is a photo mat of sorts. This is the inside paper to that excuse me, that 95-year-old medical dictionary. I thought it was great, so I made something with it for homage to the hidden book that this book goes inside. Another label on here for antidote for poisons, and another piece from that medical dictionary. A pretty digital print there. There is another quote, and this one is starting to go from madness to murder. There's a dictionary page. Grid. Here is a piece. This is a Tim Holtz paper, but it is a prescription. So I thought that was great with a little blood smear on there. And that just tucks right in there. On this side is a little sewn pocket with some more notes that he's written and a little metal tab, and then a little notebook with some pages that you can write in, and that just slips right in there. Here is a piece of a ripped and torn and stained gentleman's handkerchief with just a paper collage all sewn onto the bottom. On this side is a vintage warehouse tag and a journaling page along with the entry for sulfuric acid symptoms. It's pretty dark, so There's a label for arsenic poisoning, or arsenic poison, sorry. Here's a nice, this is about the medulla oblongata here, from the Grey's Anatomy book, with a little piece of twine up here. Another of his notes. This is a page that Christine, hi Christine, sent me from France. Oh, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. On this side is a sewn pocket, and there are a couple of pages in here about pharmaceuticals. So pharmaceuticals 100 years ago, be careful with the pages, whoever gets this. There are a couple, but they're really cool. So I slipped those in there. And another digital stamp down there. Wow, 15 minutes, I better hurry up. Another digital print there. Here is another treatment rip out for a poison up on that side. So this page has seen better days. Mr. Hyde is coming out in full force now. Here is a very dark poem on this side about murder. This is a pocket with a tag and a journaling page, a little blood smear at the bottom. Don't worry, it's not real blood. I used distress inks, so totally safe, hygienic. On this page is a nice large page about poisons from that book, and I've just kind of ripped it out and I've attached it here. There's a little brad up here with a little tag that spins around just for, you know, giggles. And then on this side, this is the last signature, and so you're really going to see Mr. Hyde coming out. At the bottom, we have a little collage. It says, "True beauty lies in corruption," with some blood spatters and some cheesecloth down here. On this side is a sewn pocket with some vintage textile. Oh, sorry, my phone's going off. A vintage textile and a little Tim Holtz pin. And inside, these are some Victorian crime scenes. It's nothing bloody. It's just, well, it's Mr. Hyde. So what else would you expect? He is keeping memories of what he's doing. Another digital stamp up there. Inside this folder is a piece of paper, and inside this piece of paper is the recipe to the elixir. So that goes in here. He has finally found what he has been looking for, or what he thinks he's been looking for. And that goes right in there. There's a train ticket, in case you need to make a quick getaway. Here is a scrawled message down here. It says release. I tried to make it as messy as possible. Kind of bled through to the other side. This is a dictionary, not dictionary, this is a diary page. It is the same thing that is in the description box down below that kind of has the backstory to this journal. So I've printed it out and I've put it around this page. This is a piece of textile that is, Mary, correct me if I'm wrong, well over 100 years old. It is a brocade. It is from a woman's bodice, and here are a couple of buttons that happen to come off. We're not going to say how he got this. It's nobody's business. It is very lightly scented with women's perfume. You can make your own story to that. Another collage on this side. This is the final poem. It is Charles Baudelaire. It is very, very dark. Whomever decides that this book needs to be theirs, if you don't like this, and not many people will like this, or, yeah, it's really dark. If you know who Charles Baudelaire is, he is super dark. So just cover it up with something, or glue this page down or something if you don't like it. But it matched the personality of Hyde so well, I felt leaving it out would not do justice to this journal, if that makes any sense. So it is in there. You've been warned. Here is another page from that medical dictionary. This is about the part of the brain. I've backed it on some more of that dictionary encyclopedia. It's all sewn together. There's a blood smear, more fingerprints in blood down here, a digital stamp. This is just a ripped and torn page, excuse me, that's been sewn on here. And this is the final pocket. Inside this pocket, you will find the ripped page. Remember the page back here that was ripped and torn, wherever it was? There it is. Well, it matches here. So that is where this is. He has tried to hide some evidence, but you can see it peeking through on the back. There is a piece of cloth that he has also taken, and a couple more Victorian crime scene photos that have been slipped in there. So that just kind of, it's hard to get this little fabric back in that little pocket. It's just, it doesn't want to go. So there you go. There is another strychnine label and a ticket. Who knows? He was stalking somebody. Boy, I go dark, don't I? When I go dark, I do it right, huh? Here is my little signature crafted by Nik the Booksmith. And here is the final, this is the book plate, and you can see it has been signed by Edward Hyde. So it is now his book. So, wow, 21.5 minutes in. I'm sorry, guys. That was, did I ramble too much? I tried to get through as quickly as possible while making sure you saw everything. This book is going to go up on eBay like the 221B Baker Street book did. I just thought that would be better so that more folks have a chance to watch the video. They'll have a couple of days to think about it if that's something that they want to do, and then they can bid on it if they choose to. So here again is the old book that was created as the box that this journal just slips right into with ease. You can slip it in either way, either this way or the other way. I like it slipped in this way so you can see the ridges sticking out. And the elixir. Okay, guys, so this is the Jekyll and Hyde journal and Heidi Hole box. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. Let me know down in the comments if is this too dark? Did I go too far? Sorry if I did. This is not for everybody. I realize that this is taste specific. I realize that that a lot of you may go, yeah, that's great. No, thank you. And I understand. I really like the classics. I really like tragic stories. I'm drawn to them, and this was very, very tragic. And so I put an inordinate amount of time and effort into this project. And so I hope you enjoyed it. Even if it's not your taste, I hope you enjoyed the process. I hope you enjoyed seeing the result of all that time. It is Tuesday morning here in Colorado. For some of you, it may be Tuesday afternoon or evening if you're on the other side of the world. There is something extremely special coming out on Friday for everybody. It's going to be a new DigiKit, but it is something completely different from what I've ever done before. So yeah, I'm not going to give too much away because I'm going to be doing a whole video on it, and we'll be talking about that in just a few days. I hope you guys like it. I really, again, and more time and effort went into that than I can't even count what I did. Cause wow, it was a lot. It's a huge kit, huge kit, huge. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to put the link to the eBay listing down in the description box. I hope to be doing a clog this week. At least after Friday, after the kit is released, maybe I can do a clog. We can talk about it. Because I gotta go do some grocery shopping. Maybe we'll talk on the way to grocery shopping. Maybe we'll talk in the grocery store. I don't know. That's a little iffy. Maybe we'll go to Joann's again or Michael's. We haven't done Michael's yet, so okay. All right, guys, again, thank you for stopping by and checking out the latest project. I hope you are all well. Those of you in Puerto Rico and in the Caribbean where Maria is hitting, please know I am thinking about you. Be safe, be safe, be safe. This is just the craziest thing. The end of the summer has just been the most insane as far as weather is going. Either it's the Northwest where there are just fires just going crazy, or it's down south where the hurricanes just keep, like they're just non-relenting. So please be safe and know I am thinking about all of you and wishing you well and wishing you safety. I will see you again in the next video, guys. Bye, guys.